thanks guys for taking some time. We're talking life groups. And as Craig often says, life change happens in the context of a building a lot, but ongoing life change happens not in rows, but in circles. And I'm curious to know from your perspective, why are life groups such a critical part to our spiritual development?
God has designed us to be in a relationship with Him, right? But not just any relationship with Him. It's a shared relationship to where we're meeting with other people. We're sharing the highs, the lows, the ups and the downs.
For me, I think we read all of these incredible things in Scripture about how to grow closer to God and grow closer to others. It's so difficult, though, to live out if you're not living it out with people. You've got to be inside of relationships, living this out, growing intentionally closer to Christ with people. I don't think there's any other way to transfer what we read into our hearts where it really becomes truth.
For me, when I was walking through some really, really difficult stuff in my life, I found that safe place with a life group, and I was able to be vulnerable and share what I was walking through. And even though the people in that group couldn't relate to what I was walking through, they were able to encourage me and support me and point me to Jesus.
Sure. So finding community through friendships, applying and living out our faith, and then also being there for each other in difficult times. Those are all really great things. If that's something that we want, though, why is it difficult for someone to join a life group?
I think sometimes people might be intimidated. They really might not be sure of what they're walking into or what type of people they're getting ready to hang out with. I think sometimes people can recognize that there are different types of groups. You can have a photography group or a group that loves to serve the community together.
There is that intimidation factor of like, am I gonna walk in and have dumb questions or not know what to say or not know the right Bible verse? And that keeps them from stepping out and meeting people and finding that community that they need.
I think people can make it too hard sometimes. I've got a friend of mine who comes to our life group on Wednesday nights, and if you asked Adam, what do you do on Wednesday nights? He wouldn't say, I go to a life group or I go to a Bible study or anything. He's like, man, I hang out with my friend Doug, his wife, and there's a bunch of other people there, and it's really cool to see how he's been changed by this, and it's just a matter of, man, some people make it too hard.
I think that's so good because so many people might be in a life group without even realizing that they're with a group of people they hang out with all the time. All it's lacking is some spiritual intentionality. Well, thank you guys so much. Life groups are such a critical part to our church. It actually is the heartbeat of our church in so many ways because that's really, like you said, where we get to live out what we are, and that's fully devoted followers of Christ.